Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation, we're going to take a look at how we can go about building a clean Windows 10 Pro Lab virtual machine using PowerShell. Let's go ahead and get started. This lab automates the creation of a clean Windows 10 Pro virtual machine using the SyberOffense Lab Builder. It uses a PowerShell-driven workflow with Packer and VirtualBox to produce a consistent, ready-to-use baseline image. The result is a standardized VM that can be reused, cloned, and extended for lab environments. The requirements for this lab are: you need to have a Windows host that can handle virtualization, you need to have VirtualBox installed, you need a good internet connection, and you need to have Packer.exe installed. Vagrant is optional. To get a hold of the lab files, we're going to begin by making a lab folder, and we're going to place this in our favorite work location. In this example, I used the desktop, and I create a work folder labeled lab folder. Once I have the lab folder created, I'm going to right-click on the lab folder, and I'm going to select from the context menu Open PowerShell here as administrator. With the PowerShell terminal window open, I'm going to take and I'm going to copy and paste the following command into PowerShell. This will download the zip file that we need that has the actual lab files in it. In this demonstration, I'm on my desktop. I have my lab folder created. I'm now going to right-click on that lab folder, and from the context menu, I will select Open PowerShell window here as administrator. At the prompt, I'm going to paste in the curl command that we saw in the lab file. Once everything looks correct, I'm just going to hit enter, and the download begins. Now, once the download has completed, at the prompt, we can type in dir to look at the contents of our working folder. And you'll see that we have downloaded an archive labeled cyberoffense.zip. With our download complete, you can close out PowerShell, come back to the desktop, and open up your lab folder. Inside the lab folder, you see you have an archive. Double-click the archive. Now we're going to extract the contents of the archive into the working folder. Just go up here to where it says Extract All, and on the next window, just click where it says Extract. To begin the lab, we're going to right-click on the extracted folder, and from the context menu, we're going to select Open PowerShell window here as administrator. To see the contents of our working folder, at the prompt we can type dir. The file that we are going to use to launch and build our Windows 10 virtual machine is the bat file. Go ahead and highlight the batch file. Now on your keyboard, press Ctrl+C. Come back to the prompt. Type in // and we next take our mouse and we put it to the end of the backslash, and we use our right mouse key to paste the name of that batch file. Once you have all that typed in correctly, just go ahead and hit enter. This brings up the lab menu. The first thing we're going to do is check our lab environment and ensure that we have everything that we need. So at the prompt where we see that we can select an option, we're going to type in the number 1, and we're going to hit enter. And it tells us that we do not have a window ISO yet. We can now hit return to come back to the menu. Option number 2 is a guided setup to allow us to go to the internet and download the ISO file for Windows 10. So at the prompt where we see that we can select an option, let's type in number 2. And it's going to take us out to the download page. And as you open up this download location for the Windows 10, there's also a short video to show you how to spoof your browser if you're running Windows 10 so that you can get the ISO version of Windows 10. I'm going to go ahead and close out this step-by-step tutorial, and I'm going to walk you through it. So now that we're here at the download page, if we scroll down, you'll see that we can't have an ISO download because Microsoft and the browser have detected that I am running Windows 10 on my operating system. To get past this, I'm going to spoof my browser and convince Microsoft and the browser that I'm actually running a Safari browser and I'm on a Mac workstation. Let's go ahead and see how we do that. To begin with, you're going to go up here to the three dots at the top right of Chrome, open that up, scroll all the way down till you come to More Tools. In the left-hand menu, you're going to scroll on down until you come to Developer Tools. Once the Developer Tools open up, over there in the right window pane, you'll see that you have User Agent, and there's a box checked next to Use Browser Default. Uncheck that. Now you're going to be seen as using a Safari browser and you're running a Mac operating system. Now to make this work, we come back to the left window pane, we click into the left window pane with our left mouse, and we hit F5 on our keyboard. This refreshes the download page, and now you'll see that we have access to the Windows 10 ISO image file. Scroll on down, and you'll see that you can select your edition. Pull this down, and you only have one edition, and that is the Windows 10 Multi-Edition ISO. Go ahead and select that option and confirm. Now you select your language, and again you have to confirm. In this example, for my architecture, I'm going to download the 64-bit download. Select where you want the ISO to download. You can download it into your lab folder if you desire. Here I select my lab folder, and I'm now going to download the ISO image. This download is approximately 5.7 gigs, and it'll take you, depending on your internet, anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. After the download completes, we'll continue on with the tutorial. Once your download is complete, you can close out the Chrome browser. And back at our PowerShell, you have the option now to press Enter to access that ISO image. So at the prompt, I'm just going to place my mouse and I'm going to press Enter. And it says that no ISO was found. That's normal. We're now going to return to the menu by pressing Enter, and we're going to select the option, which is option number 3, to select Windows 10 ISO manually. Press option number 3. And we're going to browse for the ISO, and so we're going to use option number 2. I'm going to browse on over to where I saved my ISO image, click it, and now it's going to copy over to my lab folder. It's going to copy into the lab folder itself into a directory labeled ISO. After a few minutes, PowerShell comes back and it lets you know that the copy was successful, and you can now press Enter to return to the menu. Back at the menu, we're ready to build our Windows 10 VM. Here we're going to select option number 4. Press Enter. To start the build process, we have to type in the word build. Uppercase, lowercase, makes no difference. Hit Enter. Now, if you receive this error message, that means that you have a previous download. So we're going to go through the steps on how to clear this out. To begin, I'm just going to return to the menu, and I'm going to stop here, open up my VirtualBox, make sure that I have no version of a previous download inside of my VirtualBox Manager, close this out, turn to my menu, and now I'm going to rebuild my lab. I'll start off with option number 5. I type number 5 in as my option, I press Enter, and it's going to ask me to type in the word rebuild to continue. I hit Enter, and it lets me know that it has cleaned out whatever remnants were left over from a previous build. Now I'm going to hit enter one more time because I'm not ready to build yet. I have to run option number 6. So I'll hit enter one more time and I will return to the menu and we'll type in number 6. And now I type in clean, hit enter, and it's going to remove some old log files. Now I'll press enter to return to the menu. Now even though we have deleted the virtual machine from the VirtualBox Management Console, sometimes the folder still gets stuck up inside of the VirtualBox container for virtual machines, so we need to confirm that the machine is actually gone. To do this, I'm going to go to the storage location for my virtual machines. I keep it on a separate hard drive so that I don't fill up the disk space on my C drive. My virtual machines are stored on my D drive. And I'll scroll on down here until I come to my virtual machines. I'll open this up and I'll see if there's anything in here for a Windows 10 from SyberOffense. I see nothing in here. I'll close out my File Explorer, come back over here to my option. Now again, I'm going to type in number 4 to build the lab. Now once we press 4, we're taken over to the next screen where we can start the build process. You have to type in the word build, uppercase, lowercase. It makes no difference. Hit enter. And now the build process begins, and it tells you that it's going to take 20 to 60 minutes and to leave this window open. You also have a timer over on the left that is clicking away. Now approximately 15 minutes into the build process, once Windows 10 is fully created and you have a desktop, you'll be given the option to close out the PowerShell and then return to the menu. Right now, Windows 10 is currently being installed as a virtual machine in VirtualBox, and we can see that here. Leave this window open where it says mouse integration. Do not close that, and we'll begin the build process in just a moment. Now once the getting files ready for installation is almost completed, you can go up here to Devices, Expand, and click on where it says Network and Network Settings. Now one thing we don't want to happen is for this machine to go out and talk to Microsoft and start pulling down updates. Defeats the whole purpose. So we're going to pull this down and we're going to select Host Only Adapter. Once you have that done, just click OK. Now you can go ahead and restart. If the mouse gets stuck inside of the virtual machine, you can press your control key on the right side of your keyboard and it will release it. So right now you see that my mouse is stuck inside of the VirtualBox window. To release the mouse, I just press the right control key on my keyboard. My mouse is released. And we'll move the window up just a little bit so that we can see the bottom of the terminal and so that we can watch the information as it rolls along. Some of you may ask the question, well, why don't you just include the ISO with the package? Well, for one reason, it's too big. The other reason is that Microsoft frowns on people distributing their operating systems without a license. So that's against the law, so I don't like to do that. All that does is just get me canceled on whatever file sharing program that I'm using. And the build continues. On this particular machine, the build process takes approximately 12.5 minutes. And we now have a desktop. We can go ahead and close out this warning about the mouse integration. And we can go up to Devices, and we can scroll down to where it says Insert Guest Editions CD Image. Go ahead and click that. And now you can scroll on down here to the Start button or over to your File Explorer. We'll use File Explorer for this demonstration. Click on File Explorer. And again, because we don't have the guest editions, it might be a little flaky. Click on this PC, and at the bottom you'll see that you have the VirtualBox guest editions loaded up. Go ahead and double click it and scroll on down until you come to the version of VirtualBox guest editions you need for your architecture. I'm going to be using the 64-bit. So I'm just going to double click this and I'll say yes to the UAC and the installation begins. Now all I have to do is just run through the defaults. I have nothing else to do. And it only takes a moment. Now it's going to install whatever drivers it has available for Windows 10 and my architecture, but it may not have everything. Now once you're done, go ahead and reboot. Again, if your mouse gets stuck, just hit the right control key. And now that we have the guest editions installed, there'll be no more problem with the mouse getting stuck inside of the VirtualBox window. We can next go back up here to devices, and we can go to shared clipboard, bidirectional, but we also want to click and enable clipboard file transfers. Go ahead and allow that. And I don't believe that drag and drop is going to work, but you can try it by clicking on bidirectional. Enabling the clipboard copy will allow us to copy one file from our desktop and place it onto the desktop of the virtual machine just by right-clicking and selecting paste. That's how easy it is. And you can see by the timer that we did make our time at about 12:10 or so for the completion of our Windows 10 virtual machine. Now all we're waiting for is the 15-minute timer to elapse, and we'll be able to close out gracefully. Do not close out your Windows 10 VM until you have completed the install, and that requires that you have closed out the terminal gracefully using the letter Q and return to the menu, and you've done a graceful exit from PowerShell. Otherwise, you will have this program delete your VM and you'll have to start all over again. And we're coming up on the 15-minute mark, and there it is right there. And here you see that we have the ability now to, if we have a desktop, to press Q to quit the program. So I will press the letter Q, and you'll see now that I can return to my menu. I'll just press enter to return to the menu, and now we can press 0 to exit. Now with everything set up, we are now ready to shut down Windows 10 and continue on with our lab work. So I will click on power. That will shut it down. Now this is a virtual machine, but it's an actual operating system, and it has to be treated like any other virtual machine, so you need to shut it down gracefully. If you would like to rename the machine to a more user-friendly name, you can do this just by clicking on it and going to settings. And in the settings, you can change the name right here where it says VN name. You can change the name to something more user-friendly like Windows 10 Clean, or whatever name you choose. There you go. Windows 10 Clean. Click OK. Now if you have a problem with this VM and you want to get rid of it, you're going to have to right-click on it, and from the context menu you'll have to select Remove, and you'll have to check the box to delete the virtual machine files and the virtual hard disk. And once you have deleted all instances of that virtual machine inside a VirtualBox, you can come back to the menu and you can run options 5 and 6. Once you've done that, then you can go back in and you can begin the build process for your Windows 10 VM one more time. And so in this short video presentation, you got to see how we can go about creating a clean virtual machine for Windows 10 for use in our virtual lab environment. You got any questions? You got any concerns? Please don't hesitate to reach out, contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.